Okay, welcome my dear friends. Today's our eminent resource person, Dr.P. Manjula Madam Garu, Assistant Professor, Department of Botany, Rbvrr Women's College, Autonomous, Hyderabad. Madam has clearly explained about in previous class about the plant ecology and biodiversity. Today, Madam is going to explain about the one of the another important aspect in plant sciences, especially CPGET-2023. That is
Good evening, sir. Your voice is not audible.
That is plant anatomy. Okay, so anatomy, Madam is going to explain today onwards. So, my dear friends, Madam,
Sir.
Your voice is very low, Madam. So we would like to invite Dr. P. Manjula Madam Garu. Please welcome, Madam, and share your screen and start your session, Madam. Please welcome.
Okay, thank you, sir. Sir, is it visible screen? Okay. Thank you, sir, for giving this opportunity. So today's topic is plant anatomy. So anatomy means it is a study of internal structure. Okay. So anatomy is a branch of science, so which mainly deals with the study of gross internal structure of a plant organs. So as we observe under the microscope. So today we will discuss. So generally all organisms. Generally it is organisms, the organization of the living organisms mainly made up of. So it is the organizational stage, that is grow cells per unit of any organism, that is the cell. So group of cells constitute the tissue, and group of tissues constitute the tissue system, and group of tissue systems organ to organ system, and whole last one is a whole organism is formed. So here generally in plant anatomy generally we deals with the, so here the cell division generally here it deals mainly the growth of the cell mainly takes place through these cells. So that is mainly the dividing cell, that is meristematic cells. So the life of an organism which starts from a single cell and which is that is fertilized egg or the zygote. So this single cell undergoes repeated divisions to form a multicellular embryo and finally the organism. So the formation of a multicellular organism shows the following organizational stages. So first one is the cell. So group of cells constitute the tissue, group of tissues to the tissue system, organs, organ system, and whole organism. So but in unicellular organisms, so all the physiological functions which are carried out by a single cell. So this organization is not observed. So generally in higher plants, this tissue systems are present and mainly divide and function in different functions. So here again in plants 3 tissue systems are there, that is epidermal tissue system, ground tissue system, and vascular tissue system. So generally tissue is defined as a group of organized cells with a common origin. So common origin, function, and similar or different structures. So general tissue, it is defined as a group of organized cells. So with a common origin, function, and with similar or different structures. So structure may be different. So here plant tissues are again classified into 2 types, that is meristematic tissues and permanent tissues. So meristematic tissues means the cells which are capable of cell division, they are called as the meristematic tissues. Whereas the permanent tissues, they are the mature cells and they are incapable of cell division. So again here permanent tissues, they are again classified into two types, that is simple tissues and complex tissues, and another one is also there, that is special tissues. So generally in simple tissues, they are composed of single type of cells, whereas the complex tissues, they are made up of more than one type of cells. So again here the simple tissues, they are classified in they are again divided into parenchyma, collenchyma and sclerenchyma. Whereas here complex tissues, they are again classified into xylem and phloem. So again in the xylem also different types are present, that is xylem basals, tracheids, xylem parenchyma, like that. So here in the phloem also sieve tubes, companion cells, phloem, pipe, so like that here also in the so again we will discuss this xylem and phloem later. So again they are divided into different types. So first one is the, so here the plant tissues, that is meristematic tissue. So today we will discuss about this meristematic tissues and types of meristematic tissues. So on the basis of division and divisional power of plant tissues, they are classified into three types. That is based on the divisional power. Generally meristematic tissues have the capacity to divide, whereas the permanent tissues, they cannot be divided. Okay, they have the only when they have the sign or signal, so then only they can divide. So special tissues, they can be broadly classified into external secretory tissues and internal secretory tissues, and it is actually a permanent tissue only, special tissues also. So here first today we will discuss about this meristematic tissues. So meristematic tissue means it is a group of plant cells or tissues, so which is the active state of cell division. So generally these meristematic tissues only have the capacity to divide. So and consist of small cuboidal densely packed cells with a thin cell wall and large nuclei. So generally in meristematic tissues, large nuclei is present and which keeps on dividing to form a new cells. And they contain small vacuole and they lack intercellular spaces. So here in meristematic cells or tissues, here the intercellular spaces also absent. So and capable of stretching, enlarging and differentiate into other type of tissues after they mature. So and remain young forever and divide actively throughout the life of the plant. And generally these meristematic tissues, they undergo division, and they are found in general, these meristematic tissues are found in shoot and root apex and nodal regions, buds between the xylem and phloem and so on. So generally they are mainly present in the shoot apex and root apex, that is root tip and shoot tip mainly, and also on the nodal regions, and also young that is in the buds, and helps in the cell division. And this gives rise to the permanent tissues. So again here meristems, they are again classified into different types based on different functions and based on the origin, and they are different type based on the position of position, they are different, and also the based on the plane of division. So they are classified into different types. So first one is based on the origin. So that is promeristem, primary meristem and secondary meristem. So based on the origin, there are three types. Based on the position, there are three types, that is apical meristem, intercalary meristem and lateral meristem. Based on the plane of division, there are mass meristem, plate meristem and rib meristem. So that is here promeristem means, that is from the promeristem, here the primary meristem is formed, and so secondary meristem. So secondary meristem, it is formed from the primary meristem, it is called as the secondary meristem. So here based on the position, that is three types, that is apical meristem means they are present in the apical regions of the root and shoot, and intercalary meristem means between the nodal regions. If the meristems, they are present at the nodal region, they are called as the intercalary meristem, and lateral meristems, they are present in the lateral sides. So they are called as the lateral meristem. So based on the plane of division also, there are three types: mass, plate meristem, and rib meristem. So first we will discuss about this apical meristem. So generally they are present at the growing regions of the apex of the plant organs, that is shoot and root apex. Generally that is found at the shoot apex and may also be found at the leaf apices of the developing leaves, and forms the primary permanent tissue, and also generally they increase the longitudinal growth of the plant. So generally apical meristem, they are present at the tip regions of the root or shoot and helps in the increase the length of the stem or organs. So here the meristem which is present at the leaf primordia. So next one is the intercalary meristem. So the meristematic tissue that is remain embedded within the permanent tissues and mainly between the two nodal regions. So here the meristematic tissue is present and it is present and which is embedded in the permanent tissues, that is mainly between the nodal region. So they remain in leaf base or at the lower internodes of the growing stem. So generally these intercalary meristem, they are present at the nodal region and that is at the lower internodal nodes of the growing stem, and they are formed because some meristematic zones are left behind by the stem during the apical growth. So the meristem which are present in the mainly in the nodal region, they are called as the intercalary meristems. So the functions of the intercalary meristem is to initiate the lengthwise growth of the plant in addition to the primary meristem. So here this intercalary meristem also helps in the increase the length of the stem and also forms a permanent tissue. So next one. So first one is the apical meristem. So examples for apical meristem is root apex and shoot apex. So next one is lateral meristem. So they are present laterally in the axis of a plant and occurs longitudinally on the lateral regions of the root and stem. Again here two types, that is fascicular cambium. Example for this lateral meristem is fascicular cambium and carp cambium. So fascicular cambium means so the primary cambium which remaining within the vascular bundles and forming the secondary xylem and phloem. It is called as a fascicular cambium. So generally this fascicular cambium which is present in the vascular bundle. So during the secondary growth only this fascicular cambium becomes active and helps in the production or formation of secondary xylem and secondary phloem. So it is called as a fascicular cambium. So example for lateral meristem is here fascicular cambium. So this fascicular cambium mainly helps in production of secondary xylem and secondary phloem during the secondary growth. So next one is a phellogen or carp cambium. So another example for lateral meristem is phellogen or carp cambium. So they are extraxillary, that is they are present outside the xylem in position and noted during the formation of bark of the periderm. So these so it mainly helps in the formation of bark. So they are formed of three layers, that is lowermost living layer called as a phelloderm, and cutting of the upper carp cambium or phellogen, and which finally forms the outermost scale bark or phellem, so that are shed off from the time to time. So here lateral meristem, so they are inactive, but during the secondary growth when they take the signal, so then they become active and helps in the secondary growth. Here they mainly phellogen or carp cambium mainly helps in the formation of bark, whereas fascicular cambium mainly helps in production of secondary xylem and secondary phloem during the secondary growth. So this is based on the position, that is apical meristem, lateral meristem and intercalary meristem. So second one, another classification that is based on the origin. So at growing regions of the embryo. So here embryo develops into all parts. So here organisms. So here during the this promeristem, which is present during present at the growing regions of the embryo and mainly at the shoot or root tip of the growing seedling. So it forms the primary meristem. So from the promeristem, so promeristem means the meristem which is present during the embryo during at the seedling stage. So it called promeristem. So from the promeristem, here the formation. So which primary meristem stage throughout life skill. And the root and shoot apex of the seedling. So and initiates the formation of primary structure of the seedlings, and also mainly helps in the formation of primary structures in the plant like leaves, stem, roots. Next one, so secondary meristem, so which originates from the primary. So here the secondary meristem which is originates, which is developed from the primary meristem. So which originates from the primary meristem and found in vascular region in the form of a intervascular cambium. So this vascular, so it is also develops from the primary meristem only, and it is found in the vascular region, that is in between the xylem and phloem. This intervascular cambium is present. And forms along with vascular cambium initiates the cortical secondary growth. So the main function of this secondary meristem, that is example for this here the secondary meristem is again this secondary xylem and secondary phloem. So meanwhile they are inactive. So during the secondary growth only this secondary meristem is active and helps in the production of secondary xylem and secondary growth, and also which mainly helps in the formation of annual rings. So another classification that is based on the function. So the meristematic tissues and the base of the function, that is protoderm, procambium, and fundamental are ground meristem. So protoderm means, so it is the outermost meristematic layer, so which by radial division they forms the epidermal tissues in the stem, and epiblema are the piliferous layer in the roots. So here the protoderm, that is the main function of this protoderm, that is protection. Okay, it is the outermost meristematic layer, and which is by radial division they forms the epidermal tissues in the stem. And so generally in the stem, the outer layer it is called as the epidermis, whereas in the roots it is called as a outer layer, it is called as the epiblema or piliferous layer. So next one is the procambium. So procambium which gives rise to the vascular tissues, that is xylem and phloem, and cambium of vascular bundles. So from the procambium, that is vascular tissues are from this procambium, whereas from the protoderm, epidermis, formation of epidermis from the protoderm, and formation of vascular tissues from the procambium, and fundamental are ground meristem. So the region between the outer epidermis, the region between this outer epidermis and vascular bundles, so remaining part it is called as the ground meristem. So the tissues like cortex, pith, and medullary rays, they are developed from this fundamental or ground meristem and occurs in between the protoderm and the procambium forms. So here this one is the outer layer epidermis. Outer epidermis is this one, and here these are the vascular bundles. So here xylem is present and here the phloem is present. So in between the xylem and phloem, here the cambium is present. So this cambium it is called as a vascular cambium. So during the secondary growth from this fascicular cambium, secondary xylem towards inside and secondary phloem towards outside will be produced. So another division, that is the meristem. Here, first one is the plate meristem. So here the cell division which takes place in two planes, which resulting in the increase in the area. So here in plate meristem, so meristem which is present in leaf epidermis, cortex region, and in pith region. So here they mainly undergoes two planes of division, that is horizontal and vertical divisions. Whereas rib meristem, so here the cell division which takes place in one plane only and remains in the vascular bundle. So generally they are in the vascular bundles of root and stem and causes increase in the length of the vascular tissue. So here the rib meristem, it undergoes only in one division and mainly present in the vascular bundles of the root and stem, and also helps in the increase in the length of the vascular tissues. Next one is the mass meristem, so which divide in all planes and increase in the volume of the cells. So it remains in the endodermis. So generally mass meristem which is present in the endodermis, cortex, and in pith region, and helps in the formation of embryo, endosperm, cortex, and pith. So act as a packaging tissue, serving the purpose of storage and also the photosynthesis. So here based on the plane of division, here three types of meristem. So in plate meristem, it undergoes two planes. Anticlinal and periclinal divisions will take place in plate meristem, whereas in rib meristem only periclinal divisions will take place, or only one. And in mass meristem, so all in it divides in all planes and increases the volume of the cell. So this is about the types of meristems. Sir.
Okay, madam. Thank you. Tomorrow also same time.
Okay, sir.
Okay. Really very easy and clear-cut explanation about the tissues, especially meristematic tissues, types of the meristematic tissues, based on the position, based on the origin, based on the division. So madam has clearly explained, my dear friends. So tomorrow also same time, madam is going to continue the class. Thank you very much, madam.
Okay, sir. Thank you.
Right.